What's this? Yeah. Anyway, let's talk some StarCraft. Game number 1. It is going to be on Near Planet S. Of course, everybody knows and loves this map. Starting up at the top left-hand side as our blue Zerg player. We'll see what he's going to get up to here in this match. It should be a very interesting one for him. It is, of course, none other than Alastor. A local. Alastor is, I believe he is playing for Team LDLC. I believe it is, I think it's called. He is from Spain. And his opponent down at the bottom left-hand side is our red Zerg player, currently playing for Team Root Gaming. It is Yugioh. I promise I won't make any trap card references. But what we will talk about is a 10 pull coming out of Yugioh. Gonna try and get a little bit of pressure going. Also try and see if he can catch out Alastor. Hot and sweaty over in Spain, that's exactly right. So it looks as if we are going to have some TPB aggression coming out of Yugioh in game number 1. It is a best of 3. As you can see, we are using the sexy new, the latest and greatest update of the Game Heart interface. If you want to get this particular interface for yourself when you're watching replays or casting games or whatever, jump onto Team Liquid and have a look for Game Heart in the search thing, and you should be able to find it, and that should be all good. Now, Alastor has gone for Hatch Gas. No pull. Hatch Gas, no pull. And we have got some lings that are going to be coming out right now. 6 lings are already going to be on the way. Is going to be a Bailey Nest as well. As I mentioned, TPB coming out of Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is going to be pretty annoying for Alastor, just to say the least. I mean, if you were to go hatch and then pull and then gas, or you know, something kind of wacky like that, then maybe you could defend against this a little bit easier than you would have first thought. But as we can see, Alastor's going to see there's lings on the way. There was already an early pull up and running for Yugioh. The hatchery is just about to complete. It'll be interesting to see what he does about this, because there is, you know, there is quite the possibility he could just cancel it and try and save it. But, you know, you probably don't want to do that at this point. So Yugioh is going to protect some of his lings, going to hide them out to the side. 4 lings are going to switch into Banes, does cancel it. And now it looks as if, well, Alastor, this is perfectly for what he has to do. He needs to set a spine down to try and protect the mineral line here. Of course, he does need a queen. A queen helps out quite a lot by targeting down Banes and these kind of things. But the big thing here is protecting this mineral line. And Yugioh already getting inside. Forces a dead spine crawler there. Banes getting inside. And it looks like Alastor has some really good splits. Doing a wonderful job just sort of pushing them off to the side. But there are so many Banes, so many lings that are now inside. And this game looks to go the way of Root Gaming's Yu-Gi-Oh! The drones converging on the mineral line here, trying to escape the death and destruction of those Banes. And I mean, Alastor has been able to keep quite a few of his drones alive. He's at 7 at the moment, and I mean, he's held it back for the moment, but is he going to be able to continue on? It looks as if Yu-Gi-Oh! Will continue with this pressure. 4 more lings making their way across. We can see a Bane has already started morphing in here, and with these lings going back and forth here, we'll see if Alastor can hold this back. It looks like the first... I think that, yeah, Yugioh is just going to wait a moment here while he gets the rest of his forces across. And this certainly could stabilize here for Alastor. But as we can see, the lings just going to have a look at the front door. They will see a queen that is sitting here. And, of course, a couple of lings as well that are just sitting off to the side, trying to maintain a good position and try and hold back. He's going to try and push up the ramp here. Wants to get the Bane at the front. We can hardly see, thanks to Alastor's Overlord there. Does detonate the Bane, unfortunately, due to the queen. But the queen goes down along with that. And now, with the lings dying off as well, it looks as if Alastor should be okay, has enough lings, and will be able to force this back. Now, the interesting thing is the drone count. We can see that back at home for Yugioh, he has been able to boost his drone count up a bit, but the additional advantage that he is also going to have is this ling speed. Just now finishing that up, he's going to have much faster lings that enables him to surround his opponent, get some better movement with his lings, better micro, all these kinds of things, and it also allows him to counterattack, come back across the map and threaten his opponent to kill off some lings. And now that is exactly what Yugioh is going to do. He sees that there's extra lings now coming, and he recognizes, alright, I'm going to have to head back home because it is going to be hard hard to defend against this many Lings coming across into my base, and now with the Lings actually getting inside, killing off a few of Yugioh's units, he does force him back, and there's a second Bailey Nest? Yugioh, you've already got one, buddy. I don't know what the plan is with that. Maybe just a little bit of a misclick there from Yugioh, or just a little bit of a mind freeze kind of moment here. But well, he's forced his opponent to set up a Bailey Nest and a Spine inside the mineral lines. So Yugioh with the old double Bailey Nest looks to be coming up right here. I'm assuming he's going to cancel that upon seeing it in a moment. But back on the he's getting the Bailey Nest so he can morph these Bailings in faster. That's how it works. But Ling's going to try and make their way inside. We'll see what they can find out. There is actually not too much going on in here for Alastor, but there are quite a lot of Lings, and if the Lings can just buy some time for this Spine to finish, then I think that Alastor will be okay. But the Spines are making their way inside. Will they be able to get into... Wow, look at that Ling, what a hero. He is able to defend the Spine Crawler and that drone line as well, and Alastor has been able to keep this alive for the moment, and I was pretty impressed. What had happened there was a Spine Crawler was sitting there, and a single Ling was just blocking the path for the Baneling to get through into the mineral line. But Yugioh already back across on this side of the map with a couple of his very fast Speedlings now coming through. The Banes detonating on singular Lings, not very good there for Alastor, unfortunately for him. And a Baneling is going to make its way inside, detonates on all of the drones there, and many of these drones are going to go down to this single Ling. Two Lings actually that have pushed their way inside. Two more Banes coming up, and that is it.